Hey, welcome back to the channel. Really appreciate you checking out this video. As always, hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19. Let's talk about some things WNBA teams are doing this coming season with regard to Caitlin Clark. It's really kind of interesting. We have multiple announcements, but all follow a similar pattern. First, now this one isn't actually another WNBA team, but I think it makes a point. We've got the Indiana Fever playing the Brazilian national team, right, at the University of Iowa. That is right. Caitlin Clark is going back to the University of Iowa to play a game under her retired jersey. And also the Chicago Sky and Angel Reese playing at LSU. Now, Fever Iowa, those tickets sold out in under an hour. Here it says 40 minutes. I saw somewhere 42 minutes, but very, very quickly, let's just put it at that. Reseller, 568 to $2,010 per ticket. The Sky at LSU, as you can see here, and I think this was this morning when I saw this, so it might be a little difference, but 62% still available. Ticket prices I saw where someone else put you could get them for 28 bucks. Here you can see 20 to $60. Huge, huge difference in the motion of these two players. Now, keep in mind this is not a Angel Reese story, okay? I'm not here to be negative about Angel Reese because it is not just this. I want to make a point about the WNBA and Caitlin Clark with regard to this type of stuff because we also get this right here. It is same thing. We have Star Power goes crazy. WNBA fans a buzz over Caitlin Clark's preseason game tickets, selling for nearly 20 times Angel Reese's Sky games. And again, sold out in less than an hour, while plenty of tickets available for this. And I think I have the right thing. I think there was something I wanted to show you down here. Yeah, see, here we go. All 15,000 tickets in under 45 minutes. The cheapest to get in the door now is priced at 545. Still plenty of tickets left for the Sky game. $28 a ticket. Now there is more, right? There is more to this. Now it's the Chicago Sky again, but now we'll have another one that isn't. But again, the point being the Chicago Sky are moving their home games against the Indiana Fever from their 10,387 seat Wintrust Arena to the Bulls house that Jordan built. 20,917 seat United Center. Games now being played in the largest arena in the NBA. If you remember last year when they were going to Chicago and Caitlin Clark was asked about it, and she said, I don't understand why we're not playing in the United Center because she knows her fans will travel, her fans will buy tickets. They won't just go on social media to defend their influencer, even though they don't watch games. And yes, I apologize because I said it's not about Angel Reese, and it really isn't because we're going to get into another one after this. But first, I want to take a moment to talk about the fans in this situation. Look at this is what we're getting. If you can attend the Chicago Sky games, please do. The Fever fans are the absolute worst in the league last year as far as how they act in Chicago. Please, if you can show up and show out. So here you have a Sky fan smearing the Indiana Fever fans and begging Sky fans to show up because they know the reason this was moved was because of Caitlin Clark, and they don't want what they had last year on Barbie night, which is the whole arena cheering for Caitlin Clark. It is interesting that the games being moved are the Indiana Fever. I wonder why that is. I will be there in my 22 jersey, and I can't wait. And we get a lot of that stuff. You'll need to worry less about Fever fans and more about it getting a new graphic designer. But anyway, what's really funny, I won't get into it too much, but I reposted this because as you saw, they always lock them down when they do this stuff. And this person, I made a comment about the Fever fan. I made a comment about this Fever fans are the absolute worst in the league. Said, and of course I said, well, that's simply not true, and we know it. I did say, well, I will give you, it is true that these young these young girls cheering for Caitlin Clark. That sound of that cheering is terrifying and ominous to non-Fever fans. She came back, responded to me that if you sit next to the visitors coming locker room coming out, they're throwing racial slurs, blah, 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 and all this nonsense. And then of course she blocked me. And as we know, in this day and age, if that were happening at a basketball game with thousands of people, that a whole bunch of fans were yelling out racial slurs, you would have video. We all know you would have video, right? It's a complete and total lie. And this is what they're still doing. So brace yourselves because they are not accepting what is happening. And that is that Caitlin Clark is building the WNBA on her back, right? And then we got to do with this. Oh, largest arena in the NBA, incredible move for women's basketball. Let's pack the madhouse, Chicago. And again, as we know, if it's moved for Chicago, then it would just be a permanent move. It wouldn't be the Indiana Fever games. And again, see another one, lock it down because they always lock it down. It's the same thing. It's Caitlin Clark. It's Caitlin Clark. It's Caitlin Clark. They moved the game solely for Caitlin, by the way, 100%. And of course, then we have someone that has to make it racial, have to put in Klansmen there because that's who supports Caitlin Clark, apparently. So if y'all are hoping it was going to let up, it is not going to let up in 2025. It simply is not. It's a shame that it's not, but that's the way it is. Reese effect. Oh, look, gee, and this person has me blocked. But again, not about Angel Reese. That is about Chicago, and that is about the fans, because then we also have this. Hey, look, the two regular season games with the Indiana Fever have been moved. Have been moved. And this is a really important one, as we'll see in some of the comments. Have some shame, right? Going to be 90% Fever fans. See you there. You'll take the money, but won't give the respect. And that's what I want to get to. Ask Sheila why only moving the Fever game to bigger arenas and not when you play everyone else. And this is all about pay attention to their actions. Pay attention to their actions. Remember, Renee Montgomery, Atlanta Dream owner, said they not like us, right? Bashing the Fever fans, but she'll move to a bigger arena to take your money. Washington Mystics owner babbling on this nonsense about how everyone in the WNBA should be on the cover of Time for an award that goes to a single person because feelings might get hurt. I don't recall her coming out when Asia Wilson just got her Time magazine cover. But again, as we see here, that Washington Mystics owner happy to change the two Indiana Fever games to a bigger location in order to take your money. And I think we have this one. And I just want to say, because I want to be fair. They are also moving a Chicago Sky game, and I believe Angel Reese is from the area, and an Asia Wilson game. Although we have two things in play here. The Washington Mystics regular home only seats 4,200, which really that should be if the WNBA has any kind of success at all before Caitlin Clark and without Caitlin Clark, they should be playing in a bigger arena anyway. But where Caitlin is playing seats 14,000, Eagle Bank Arena seats 10. Why not just move the Chicago and Aces games to CFG Bank Arena for the 14,000? By the way, yes, what is it? Is it yeah, Capital One, right? Capital One Arena that's the NBA one. Apparently it's not being moved to that because it's the summer is the only time that really doesn't have anything regular going on. So I think there are repairs happening this summer for that arena, and that's why it's not being moved to the 19,000 or so seat arena where they played the Mystics last year. And then I think I had one to my point again, and this is what drives me crazy. And I just posted this, and again, this is about the fans, the Angel Reese fans, okay? This is not about Angel Reese, although I know it can kind of seem that way. But here's the problem with the fans that I've been having a lot lately is they're not basketball fans, okay? They simply aren't. Angel Reese, they're fans of Angel Reese. And again, this is not a knock on Angel. I'm talking about her fans. They are fans of Angel Reese, the influencer. They are fans of Angel Reese, the celebrity, shall we say. And to my point, Monday, this past Monday, the latest unrivaled numbers, missed laces, 180,000. Horrible numbers, horrible. Rose Phantom, 150,000. That is a 17% difference from the missed laces. Now, if Angel Reese actually had all these fans that were fans of her basketball, why is she getting such terrible, terrible numbers when it comes to Unrivaled? They're all getting bad numbers, but this is multiple times now where I've seen in the doubleheader, the Rose game getting a significantly lower number. And I'm not saying there weren't times where it was the same or the Rose was a little higher, but again, you look at the way the Angel Reese fans talk, and they always defend her basketball, but they never watch it. They don't turn on the TV and watch. They don't go buy tickets and watch. If they did, the WNBA would be a lot more successful than it is now, and you might get even a better chance of that spreading out to the entire league, and they wouldn't be so dependent on Caitlin Clark, which again, you can see here, they're so dependent on Caitlin Clark. You see the difference. You see her motion in that. Okay, forget the Sky game at LSU and comparing them. 15,000 seat arena for Caitlin Clark in a preseason game, sort of an event preseason game, right? Playing the Brazilian national team, sold out in less than an hour, three-quarters of an hour, right? As close to half an hour as it was to an hour. And then the Mystics moving both Fever games to a bigger arena. Chicago Sky moving both Fever games to a bigger arena. That is motion. That is the face of the league. And the WNBA needs to start handling themselves with that knowledge because their actions show that they know it. So it just makes what they say worse. The Washington Mystics owner should have just come out and said, hey, you know what? With everything that went on this season with Caitlin Clark getting the scoring record in college and then coming into the WNBA and doing everything she did and making the All-Star team and getting rookie of the year and being all WNBA first team, she 100% deserved athlete of the year. And it's fantastic the coverage and attention she's bringing to all these other great players in the WNBA that is going to help us grow the league because these people who came for Caitlin Clark are seeing all these other talented players and they're going to become fans of those players and those teams. And that is how we grow the league. And we love to see it. That is all that she had to say. That is all any of them have to say. I'm not saying they have to go out there all the time and praise Caitlin Clark as if she's the only player that exists and the only player who can draw a single fan. But to go out and constantly tear her down and criticize her and say, they're watching for me too. They all need to be on the cover because feelings. Asia Wilson is the face. There's no need for that. It's got to stop. But again, as you can see from their actions, they know that Clark let me try that again. Caitlin Clark is the draw in the WNBA. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, appreciate you checking this out. Appreciate all your support. Take a minute, take a second, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments below, and I will talk to you later.